Just remember, the difference between being good versus being great is just a few points, inches, or seconds. Looking at beauty in the world is the first step of purifying the mind. Don't plan or make a financial decision that is dependent on another person without letting them know first. I don't need it to be easy, I need it to be worth it. That is why enemies can be great motivators. They serve as fuel for your fire. Ignorance isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's also the solution. Depends on how you see it. Education is what they equip you with, just in case your dream doesn't work out.
If a man takes no thought about what is distant, he will find sorrow near at hand.
An ability to look into the confusing mess of life and see things for what they are. Your worst enemy might just be someone you trust the most. Beware of the wolves in sheep's clothing. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. This is how you start to get respect, by offering something that you have. Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings. Prepare yourself for success. You have to see it coming to get there. Somebody has to start. Somebody has to step forward and do what is right, because it is right. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are.
Ability, experience, and books have solution for all the problems.
Time is what keeps things from happening all at once. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. There's only one day at a time here. Then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be today again. It was the living who ignored the strange and wonderful, because life was too full of the boring and mundane. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it. The goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe, to match your nature with nature.
All men know the utility of useful things, but they do not know the utility of utility.
It is better to be respected than it is to be popular. Popularity ends on yearbook day, but respect lasts forever. Liberty without learning is always in peril, and learning without liberty is always in vain. Though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. What you do doesn't frighten your enemies as much as what you are. I don't think that there are any limits to how excellent we could make life seem. One little ray of sunlight can do wonders in our life.
Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence.
Win in your mind and you will win in your reality. Forgiveness doesn't have to be when they are sorry, but when you show compassion to those who don't deserve it.
Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention.
The fundament upon which all our knowledge and learning rests is the inexplicable. Guilt is a feeling that you owe a debt that you're not paying. No life is a waste, the Blue Man said. The only time we waste is the time we spend thinking we're alone. Focus on you, people come and go. If you possess enough courage to speak out what you are, you will find that you are not alone. Because even though the truth can set you free, that doesn't mean it won't be painful. If you're still breathing, maybe it is not such a bad day after all. Life has become the future. Every moment of your life is lived for the future.
Keep the fight in your veins, honey. Never let it fade. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life, whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner.
You can't just wish change. You have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Don't always wish to be like others. Always aspire to be better than them. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Understanding that rests in what it does not understand is the finest. You're thinking about something, and it makes you forget to talk. Remember, if you play small, you stay small.
We have to know the truth about the past to discover our future. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it.
It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes.
Wildflower, pick up your pretty little head. It will get easier. Your dreams are not dead. Success or failure in business is caused more by mental attitude even than by mental capabilities. The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth.
In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first.
One can be the master of what one does, but never of what one feels. If you don't care for obscenity, you don't care for the truth. If you don't care for the truth, watch how you vote. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. Es ist nicht genug zu wissen, man muss auch anwenden. Es ist nicht genug zu wollen, man muss auch tun. Giving thanks fills you with light and joy so you can shine like the bright star you truly are. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
You show me a capitalist, and I'll show you a bloodsucker.
All our knowledge has its origin in our perceptions.
Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. People wealth consists upon their freedom, individual resources, and good social life.
The reason I talk to myself is because I'm the only one whose answers I accept.
Fix your mind on truth. Hold firm to virtue. Rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts.
The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from.
Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value.
A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when substituted for insight and understanding. The only person who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore.
We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown. The more you face challenges, the less you fear them.
No man can be a failure if he thinks he's a success. If he thinks he is a winner, then he is.
Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone.
A man can't soar too high when he flies with his own wings. Nothing is as it seems, but something is everything it is made out to be.
Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. It is the certainty that they possess the truth that makes men cruel. If those at your top are weak, your bottom will be rotten.
There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. Never do anything that you can't admit doing, because if you are that ashamed of whatever it is, it's probably wrong. It's more fun to think of the future than dwell on the past.
In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. Don't be afraid to say I don't know, and seek knowledge from others.
Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and the rest will follow. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good.
In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd.
The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. Sometimes one likes foolish people for their folly, better than wise people for their wisdom. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't.
At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery.
True potential is realized when we stretch, when we choose to go beyond our present perceived capability.
True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing.
It's not always that we need to do more, but rather that we need to focus on less. We cannot go far in life if we only take the path that everyone is taking. When something ought to be true, then it proves to be a very powerful truth. Never stop fighting, never stop dreaming. It's as simple as that, simple and complicated as most true things are. Prediction is very difficult, especially about the future. Focus on your goals, not your fear. Focus like a laser beam on your goals.
Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you will die today.
As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose.
Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.
Only you can take inner freedom away from yourself or give it to yourself. Nobody else can.
You not only are hunted by others, you unknowingly hunt yourself.
The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Nothing is generous. New knowledge is a valuable commodity. The more truth we have to work with, the richer we are. The key to flow is to pursue an activity for its own sake, not for the rewards it brings. This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. Regrets are about decisions that you know you should have done different. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger.
Belief can be manipulated. Only knowledge is dangerous. I finally figured out the only reason to be alive is to enjoy it.
Do not sabotage your new relationship with your last relationship's poison.
No one is too busy. It's only a matter of priorities.
Help others without any reason and give without the expectation of receiving anything in return.
There is no greater danger than underestimating your opponent.
Despite your best efforts, people are going to be hurt when it's time for them to be hurt.
When I stopped to take a breath, I noticed I had wings. Even though the ship may go down, the journey goes on.
The point of modernity is to live a life without illusions while not becoming disillusioned. Our power lies in our small daily choices, one after another, create eternal ripples of a life well lived. This work was strictly voluntary. but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half.
Truth is a straight line you sometimes need to curve. You should know that by now.
Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit.
If we will be quiet and ready enough, we shall find compensation in every disappointment.
A breeze, a forgotten summer, a smile, all can fit into a storefront window. Be happy in the moment. That's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more. That's the thing about life. A lot of the time, it isn't easy at all. We just have to try to make the best of it. If you're affected by peer pressure, you're literally not being yourself. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results.
True goodness springs from a man's own heart. All men are born good.
The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led.
Hearts can't be broken because they're made of marzipan.
When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. Perhaps it would be simpler if you just did what you're told and didn't try to understand things.
One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important.
You can go your whole life collecting days, and none will outweigh the one you wish you had back. A thing worth having is a thing worth cheating for.
Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. Life isn't about escaping, but it's all about experiencing.
Subjectivity is strange to science, while relativity is an objective part of it.
Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own.
Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path.
It is the privilege of the gods to want nothing, and of godlike men to want little.
Life must not be a novel that is given to us, but one that is made by us. A humble man will always receive the best that others have to offer, for he recognizes the truth. The man of wisdom is never of two minds. The man of benevolence never worries. The man of courage is never afraid.
For any sin, we all suffer. That is why our suffering is endless.
If you are a giver, remember to learn your limits, because the takers don't have any.
No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage.
It's no use going back to yesterday, because I was a different person then. Once in a while it really hits people that they don't have to experience the world in the way they have been told to.
Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
Great leadership is always coupled with the mindset, motivation, and momentum of great service.
Now I know what success is: living your truth, sharing it. It is man's natural sickness to believe that he possesses the truth. Have faith, have faith. When you have nothing else, have faith. There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over.
I'm guilty of giving people more chances than they deserve. But when I'm done, I'm done. Life isn't fair, but it's still good.
The king is only fond of words and cannot translate them into deeds. If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it.
However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Truth is a hard master and costly to serve, but it simplifies all problems.
Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose.
I think that you've got to make something that pleases you and hope that other people feel the same way.
Everything takes time. Bees have to move very fast to stay still.
He who writes well runs the civilization. Everyone else does the grunt work. Always be open to inspiration. You never know where it may come from. Begin with an open mind, end with an inspired heart.
Accepting oneself does not preclude an attempt to become better. An opinion should be the result of thought, not a substitute for it.
The most important thing is this: be able at any moment to be free to choose a life that makes you happy. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. We are saved by faith alone, but the faith that saves is never alone.
Do no harm, and leave the world a better place than you found it. Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners.
The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching.
To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills.
I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. No human should mislead another by promising them something they know to be untrue. Real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what.
Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality.
Believe there is a great power silently working all things for good. Behave yourself and never mind the rest.
No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart.
In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Great knowledge sees all in one. Small knowledge breaks down into the many.
When you think you're right, you're most likely wrong. To succeed, you must reach for the stars and let your imagination find its own path. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left.
Victory comes from finding opportunities and problems.
Great truths can only be forgotten and can never be falsified. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight.
But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie.
Whatever their future, at the dawn of their lives, men seek a noble vision of man's nature and of life's potential. We all have stories we tell ourselves until we believe them to be true. We remember the past, live in the present, and write the future.
If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life.
If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. There's a great joy in living a life others rarely understand. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever.
The skillful employer of men will employ the wise man, the brave man, the covetous man, and the stupid man.
I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Become a ghost, forget attention, just grow in private.
The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Challenges in life can either enrich you or poison you. You are the one who decides.
Strip back the beliefs pasted on by governesses, schools, and states, you find indelible truths at one's core. It takes no more time to see the good side of life than to see the bad. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. In order to make a precise decision, keep a steady spiritual connection.
The truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words the truth. Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
If you don't control your mind, someone else will.
What is essential in war is victory, not prolonged operations.
Every man had his personal habits, passions, and impulses toward goodness, beauty, and truth.
Stop leaving, and you will arrive. Stop searching, and you will see. Stop running away, and you will be found.
Too many people seem to believe that silence was a void that needed to be filled, even if nothing important was said. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation.
Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow.
Only the hand that erases can write the true thing.
A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal.
Having the best doesn't make you the best, but producing the best makes you the best.
When you treat your failures as lessons, you can never fail. It's good to do uncomfortable things. It's weight training for life.
Be not angry that you cannot make others as you wish them to be, since you cannot make yourself as you wish to be. We're here, and then we're gone. And it's not about the time we're here, but what we do with the time.
Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are.
If I lived 1,000,000 lives, I would have felt 1,000,000 feelings, and I still would have fallen 1,000,000 times for you. One day can change your life, one day can ruin your life. All life is 3 or 4 big days that change everything. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you.
If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained.
People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent.
The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. Never say anything about yourself you don't want to come true.
Seeking what is true is not seeking what is desirable. People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long.
You will find the key to success under the alarm clock.
Great is truth, but still greater from a practical point of view is silence about truth.
A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon. If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more.
Once you reject fear, you will become the perfect candidate to receive and reflect truth.
We have 4 problems: overthinking, trust, share, love.
Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look on the best side of every event. Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. We need to walk to know sacred places, those around us and those within. We need to walk to remember the songs. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding.
Conformity teaches us the value of our precious worth. Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field.
All human beings should try to learn before they die what they are running from, and to and why. Sometimes, as we're stumbling along in the dark, we hit something good. You go out and do the best you can and hope it works. You just try to improve. Do not despise your own place and hour. Every place is under the stars. Every place is the center of the world. I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless.